When the Indonesian rupiah collapsed 3 years ago, dramatically, there was nothing wrong with the Indonesian economy. The International Monetary Fund or the World Bank just 2 or 3 months earlier had given a clean bill of health to the Indonesian economy. Nothing significant had changed in that economy when George Soros and company attacked, and the banking centers around Indonesia attacked. Singapore, let's put it into the record tonight, is one of them. The Indonesian rupiah collapsed overnight. It was trading, I think, about 8,000 and it fell to 20,000 within a matter of 1 week. And more than a half of the population of Indonesia were instantaneously reduced to poverty. There is such massive poverty in Indonesia today that the country is riddled with violence. And our sisters, or let's put it, my sister and my daughter and my mother must now sell her body for $1. It's very cheap now, $1. Yeah, it's happening. While those fellows are fighting over popcorn. What about Turkey? It's not by accident that Indonesia was attacked. It's not by accident that Turkey was attacked like this. Because the Indonesian is different. He's a warrior, he's a fighter. He'll give his life for Islam, the Indonesian. And the Turkish Muslim in the villages are like that. They love the deen and they'll fight for it and they'll give their lives for it. But Israel needs Turkey. Israel needs the water of Turkey. And Israel needs the support and the alliance of the Turkish military of Mustafa Kemal. So in order for the military to take control of the country, and in order for Israel to get that supply of water from Turkey, you've got to enslave the Turkish masses. So do you know? What is the value of the Turkish lira now? At what is it trading? Do you know? It is trading at 1.5 million Turkish liras to $1 US. Now, don't you think this is an important subject to teach? Yeah. Yes. And there are those who now will have to teach this subject after I leave Australia. Yeah. 5 years later, we take out the money, can't buy chicken and chips anymore. No? You don't believe me? It's coming. It's coming. It's around the corner. You can't buy chicken and chips with it anymore. You can use it as wallpaper. The collapse of the international monetary system based on paper money with no intrinsic value, that collapse is around the corner. How do I know that? Not only because I was blessed with the opportunity to study international monetary economics at the Graduate Institute of International Studies in Geneva, Switzerland. I know that because of something else. I know it because of the Quran and the Hadith, that the collapse of the international monetary system is around the corner. When it all collapses, and we'll come back to this, what will be money? What are you going to have as money? When the Australian dollar collapses, and of course if you had any Australian dollars underneath your pillow, hidden away, you can use it as wallpaper. Yeah. What is going to be money after that? Answer is no, not gold, and not silver, and not dates. It's going to be electronic money. Electronic impulses in machines in banks. machines without minds, artificial intelligence. Huh? The plastic you'll use to access the money, but the plastic itself would not be the money. The money is going to be electronic money. So listen to this. I don't know whether you'll be able to digest your dinner now after this. Money is going to disappear. You won't be able to see money anymore. You won't be able to see money anymore. You won't be able to touch money anymore. It's gone. Electronic impulses in mindless machines in banks. We're not concerned with who owns the banks. We're concerned with who controls the banking system around the world. And it is not an uncharitable statement to make. It is a factual statement that the European Jews control the banking system around the world. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the subject of your enemy. And listen to what he says. Had this not been in the Quran, oh, they would sue me. لَتَجِدَنَّ, time and again you will find, أَشَدَّ النَّاسِ عَدَاوَةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الْيَهُودِ. Time and again you will find that those who will have the greatest hatred and hostility and enmity for you will be the Jews. إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ. And so your worst enemy now controls money. All he has to do is to go to his laptop computer and type in a little bit, and he puts $1 trillion in his account. Who's there to stop him? Governments? No, the governments don't control money anymore. Is there any world policeman to arrest him? Hey, what did you do? This is fraud. You just made money like this. Are you God? Only Allah subhanahu wa can create wealth. You did nothing. All you did was to type with your fingers like this, and you put a whole $1 billion in your account. No one can stop them. No one can stop them. And so they control money. And they can do what they want now with money. And they will use that control and that power now to establish what will now be a new financial slavery. And it also has blackmail in it, because they can see everybody's account. They know how much money there is in a community. They never knew it before. They know who has the money. They never knew it before. You could have concealed what money you have. They know how much money he has. They never knew it before. But most important of all, they know how you're using your money. Yes. If they see in the records that you're using your money to buy whiskey, they know they don't have any problem with you. Or you're using your money to pay for prostitutes, you don't have any problems with him. But when they see that you're using that money to fulfill your obligation of participating in the jihad, which is already in force, to liberate the Holy Land and to liberate the land of Khorasan, and you have an obligation, a religious obligation, to participate in a jihad when it is in force. This is not fard ayn, this is not fard kifaya, this is fard ayn. When you are not called upon to go and fight yourself, because the leaders of the jihad are not asking for that, they're asking you to send money. They're asking you to assist them with weapons and so on. And now you want to send money, and they see that you're using your account to do that. Guess what they'll do with your account? You don't need a PhD to answer this one. They'll declare you a terrorist and seize your account, or they'll freeze your account. Can they do that? Guess what happened about 2 or 3 months ago in Argentina? Do you know what happened? The government of Argentina froze all bank accounts, all in Argentina, for a whole month and got away with it. And the Jews have a tremendous stranglehold over the Argentinian economy. Powerful influence over the Argentinian economy. This is what happened. And so we have a very dangerous future lying just around the corner. And woe unto a people who have eyes but cannot see. Woe unto a people who have ears but they cannot hear. Woe unto a people who have hearts but they cannot understand. The grave danger which is around the corner, Allah says of such people, who have eyes but they can't see, who have ears but they can't hear, who have hearts but they cannot understand. He says of such people, أُولَٰئِكَ كَالْأَنْعَامِ, they're just like cattle. بَلْ هُمْ أَضَلُّ, rather they're worse than cattle, they're more misguided than cattle. How did this happen to us? What is the plan and the strategy of the enemy who has brought this upon us? When did this all start? Paper money started essentially like a check. You write a check, huh? Yeah, you want a BMW, you write a check for the BMW. Provided, of course, that you have money in the account, then you can get the BMW, write a check. But you took the BMW and you're driving down the road, and when they cash the check, you got no money in your account. This is called fraud. You'll be arrested, put in jail. You're writing a check and it cannot be cashed because you have no money in your account. That's fraud. This check will have validity if the check can be cashed for value. Then it would be halal. This is how paper money started. It started in Britain, the island of Tamim ud-Dari. Yes. The British created something called the Bank of England in the 17th century. And towards the end of the 17th century, the Bank of England issued the first paper money. And I've seen it myself. The picture of it is written exactly like a check. So long as this check, this currency now, let's use this word, so long as this currency was redeemable, meaning you could cash it, you could get the gold for it, it was halal. But guess what? Every businessman knows this. A man comes to your shop or to your store to buy goods. Would you accept a check from him without knowing him? No. He has to be a man whose character, whose integrity, and whose record is established. Or someone has to vouch for him. Okay? Then we can accept a check from him. Or, the other alternative, we must know who he is, so that if the check cannot be cashed, we send the police for him. And when they send police for him, he'll be arrested and put in jail. Yes, then we could accept a check from you. But those who are now issuing the checks, are they a people we can trust?